wanted to make a quick video. Yo, how's it going? I want to make a quick video and talk about how today is possibly the best day to start Star Row right before the 2.1 event, as well as the anniversary. I'm gonna actually talk about both. If we start the anniversary, we start re-rolling on the anniversary, and if we start re-rolling right now, because both ways you might not actually know it, but you can still get your doctor ratio. It doesn't end until the end of 2.1. which is going to be great. I mean, it's going to follow through all the way to the anniversary of 2.1 of Star Rail. So what I've done is I've gone and made a whole new account. This is what it's going to look like. Equilibrium level 0. This is interesting because you do get your doctor ratio frame 1. Like, honestly, it's ironically because it's not frame 1. It's actually like you go into your mail and you look at it like, man, I only have these 3, the ones they normally give you, and then he pops in like a minute later. But I would say if you're going to do the rerolls, if you've never played the game before, you may want to do the story on the first time. Just play it all the way through. Who knows, you might get lucky and pull what we're trying to hit right off rip, right? That might happen. And you might get lucky, you don't have to do it anymore. You don't want to skip the story because then you have to go back. You don't want to do that. Or you have to watch a video of someone going back. Either way, I would say just go ahead, play through the story the very first time. If that account doesn't work out for you, it just doesn't work out for you. I don't believe this game has spiced account. I think that's what it's called. But you actually will have to make like separate Gmail accounts, separate emails account, whatever account you need to make for your email. You'll have to make separate ones for it. I went through Gmail when Gmail wasn't as messed up and as like very verification hungry as they are now. But I'm sure there's other emails you could use. I would say go ahead and make about. It depends on how many you want to make. It takes about 25 minutes to get through a reroll. I say that because literally I timed this reroll and it took me 26 minutes and 19 seconds. And that was, I had something in the background. I wasn't spamming spacebar or skipping everything as soon as possible. But I will say once you get to this guy right here, you will be able to turn on 2-tone speed. So I would say turn it on immediately. It is the last fight, I think, if I'm correct. It's the last fight before you have to actually you can do your pulls. But let's get into it. Let's go ahead, transition talking about what do we want to pull for. We get a free Dr. Ratio, who is one of the hardest hitting hunt characters right now, which is just really nice for getting your progression in. A 20% off 10 warp tickets. You can do this 5 times and you're guaranteed a 5-star at the end of it. We want to run this down as hard as possible. This is going to be the reason why this is going to be such a nice way of getting pulls, right? Is simply because we have the benefit of being able to pull for either Sparkle or Bronya. We want one of them, if not both. You can't get Ruin May, and Ruin May is going to be a little whiles away for a rerun. So we need one of these. Well, you don't need one of these two. But if you're re-rolling, you're wanting to hit one of these two. You want to either hit Sparkle or you want to hit Bronya. If not both. If you want to go hardcore into it, you can hit both of them. The big thing is, when we're doing the Bronya one, we're going to get free warps. You're going to go in. We're just going to see what we get. Good night's sleep. Well, that's pretty good on Acheron. If we weren't going to do what I'm going to tell you. We're gonna go for our Lycone because why wouldn't we? We have a new account with plenty of Jades. So good night's sleep. Well, very good Lycone, but we're not gonna be using it on Acheron. We're gonna go again. Hopefully we get it here. We do get it here. So we got the 5-star here. If it's Bronya, then we're winning. If it's anyone else, we're not upset. Well, we're upset if it's some of them. But if it's Bronya, we're completely winning and we're happy we get out of here. Well, we're forced out of here either way. This is Himiko, not the worst one. This is actually, I don't really know what a tier list would be on, like, yeah, I got a Ching Chui. We take that. So we got Himiko. Oh, we can keep going. Once you start getting Jades and everything, you're gonna go for Sparkle if you didn't hit Bronya here. Okay, real quick, I went ahead and made a quick tier list of what I think would be the best characters to pull for if you're doing your reroll. I have Bronya at S tier because she has the events for it and she's a great Harmony unit. We have Himiko and Well in basically the same tier because Well is going to be really good for Acheron and Himiko is going to be really good for Pure Fiction. And Pure Fiction is a really big part of the game at the end game because it's 2 weeks long and it's a part of a way of how you get your Jades. Clara is there because she's physical. We don't really have a physical. We have a main character, but it's not the best. She can also be used in Pure Fiction. She can go work with the follow-up units, and she's just overall pretty decent just to have on your account once you get there. C rank is kind of bare just because I could not put Yanqing there. I had him there, and then I decided to take him out. Japard and Yanqing are basically the ones taking L's this patch because Jingliu will be here. That takes out Yanqing pretty easily. That's why he couldn't reach C rank. And Japard is getting taken out by Venturine. Now I understand that Venturine isn't going to do everything that Japard does by having some type of aggro that gets boosted, but he's just gonna do more. And that's unfortunate, but that is what it is. And then Bilo is an F tier because she's a healer who doesn't cleanse. That's all there is to it. Continuing on, hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things. I don't think I said it in this video, so see ya. On the Sparkle banner, we're kind of doing good things because we will have Hanya here, and we'll have Chinchue, and we have Sampo. Sampo is a bit of a whatever, but it is fun to have at the very beginning. I do not recommend going for Jing Yuan. Jing Yuan needs a lot of help, and he's lightning, and we're gonna get our lightning, so it's fine. We do not need the light cone for either one. The light cone, not really a problem. So if you're re-rolling, you want to re-roll, hit her quick, hit her fast, get out of there. If you don't get any of these, that's too bad, so sad. It's a-okay. If you get her in a 10 pull, your account is locked in. But more realistically, we'll say you're re-rolling. I actually don't know how much you'll go for, because that's really the problem, right? Like, when do you go into re-rolling? I mean, when do you start re-rolling and start playing the account so you can actually get rewards, right? And honestly, I would say if you're willing to put in the time, it's a lot of time, but if you're willing to put in the time, I would say if you grab a Bronya or a Welt from here, go for it. Bronya or Welt, go for, and most of I'm saying Welt for Acheron. If you don't want to use the Welt for Acheron, then they're probably Bronya and Himiko, honestly. Bronya, if you get a Bronya or a Himiko, go for the account and get to about 50 pulls. I know that sounds like a lot, but they literally hand you Jades. They hand you Jades with everything you do at the very beginning. Go for about 50 pulls. If the 50 pulls don't work, then just back out. Just get out of it. Get off that account. You can go somewhere else. But the main thing is, you want to start going, because then we would have Bronya, we'd have Himiko technically, and then we'd have Dr. Ratio. That's just a solid, for the very beginning, that's just solid. You're gonna be set. And then if you get Sparkle within those first 50, you'll have Bronya / Himiko, Dr. Ratio, and Sparkle. You're winning. You're just winning at that point. And then we're gonna follow up by saying we're gonna get more pulls. Like whenever they open up this little tab here, yeah, they don't even have it open here, but there's gonna be a tab where you can get 20 free pulls because of 2.0. You use those 20 pulls, you're gonna get another 30 pulls for free coming into 2.1. Small update, you literally get the travel log maybe not even 2 minutes after where we last picked up, where you do your first 20 pulls. You get the travel log right then. So you get your free 10 pull right here. Then we're gonna use 2.0 So if you're playing the story, if you've never played the story, I do say like you might want to hop on like as soon as possible, because the story does take a while. A lot of it is unskippable, as well as it's a lot. There's a lot of yapping in the story. So if you actually want to pay attention to the story, you do want to start this as soon as possible. I think there's about 9 days left. I would say that's enough time to get to the end. You don't need to get to the end of the Star Rail I mean the Pinaconi story, the 2.0 story, but you do need to start it and get started so you can do the events. The events is going to bring you about 2,000 Stellar Jades, if I remember correctly. It's about 2,000 Stellar Jades. You're going to get enough Stellar Jades to get Acheron as well as her light cone. 50-50 win or lose. Either one, doesn't matter. I would advise you after that, once you get her light cone, once you get her light cone and her E0, I would say make a decision. Do you want Aventurine or do you want Luocha? Personal bias, I would say Aventurine now for Acheron. He's going to be able to solo sustain. That will not be a problem. He's gonna be fine. He is going to be spectacular and solo sustain. I would go for Aventurine. If you don't like Aventurine or you have some kind of bias against him, go for Luocha. Luocha is still a great pick. He's still the best for auto. He's still great at solo sustaining. He's just not going to do some of the things that Acheron would want him to do. With that being said, it's fine. You pick which sustainer you want. If you do want Luocha, it's going to be a bit rough because Acheron. Luocha is going to be on the same banner as Acheron, and we are going to be burning Jades for Acheron and her light cone. Both of them can take upwards of 180. You will not probably reach 180. Don't quote me on this. Don't send me to court if you end up being at 179 pulls before you get your Acheron E0, because you lost 50-50 and you went all the way to 90. And then I'm sorry, it is possible. But even with the worst luck that I've had, I've only gone 82 in the pity, lost 50-50, and then went 83 in the pity, and finally won my guarantee. So I think I can say I have some of the worst luck in this game. I have not won a single 50-50 besides Ruin May. With that being said, I would say once you get the light cone is 80 pity. It's a 75-25. You can lose that, and it will hurt. It will hurt to lose a 75% chance of getting what you want and taking upwards of 80 pulls to get there. But again, it only takes, it'll take probably around 70. I would like to say if you have my horrible luck, 'cause I think I went in 70 pulls, lost my 75-25, and then went in another 60. So that's about 130, 132-ish pulls. So that's fine. It happens, right? So 132 pulls, and about 100 and well, I don't want to say 160. We don't want to say you be 160. It's better than 180. You're saying 160, 130. It's about 290 pulls. So 290 pulls. You can get that by doing all that. Not all. I know that the Jade one looks like, oh wow, okay, I only get 114 pulls. Well, he's not accounting for any of the stuff before 2.0. He's accounting for all of the stuff that's going on in 2.0. So the new story, the new Memory of Chaos, the new Pure Fiction, the new all of these things. He's accounting for all of that. You can get through all of that as well as get through all of it. So 1.0 to 2.0. You can go through all of that and get all those Jades. You'll have plenty of pulls. We want Acheron and her light cone. We want as many Palas, as many Gallaghers, as many Good Night Sleep Wells. So that's what we're hunting for. Acheron's banner looks really nice. Yes, there's a Don Hong on it. No, we do not care. We want Acheron, Pala, and Gallagher. Gallagher is just in case you do not go for Aventurine and you go for Luolcha. You may, if you can build him enough, you may want to use Gallagher on Aventurine. I mean, on Acheron over Luolcha. That's all I'm saying. If you don't, that's fine. You can play your way. That is a-okay. But Gallagher will be the best in slot healer for like abundance healer for Acheron. Next, we have talking about Jingliu. If you go really good, if you go not really good, but if you go pretty decently well on Acheron's banner, you'll be able to pull on Jingliu as well. I highly advise you also pull on Jingliu. Jingliu is still one of the premier characters. I mean, top tier, easy to use. You just throw her on. Auto does this thing. Auto messes up a little bit because it does the ultimate beforehand, but you don't even know about that or care about that right now. But big thing about the Aventurine / Jingliu banner is you do not need either one of their light cones. If you have just so many J's that you want to spin, you could go for Jingliu's light cone. I don't advise to go for Jingliu's light cone only because we have 2.2 coming up, and that's going to be Robin as well as Boot Hill. Robin, who shapes up, like, I don't see them messing up on Robin. She will be good. As well as Boot Hill, who is going to be another unit that you don't have, which is Destruction. If you do have Clara, Destruction, Boot Hill is going to be Hunt. She's going to be Destruction. I said Destruction. I meant physical. Boot Hill and Robin, who are going to be physical, they're going to be, they're going to be filling up a void that we haven't had in a minute. Like, yes, you do have Argentine, but you don't have that option. You have Clara. Clara is Destruction. She's going to be doing follow-up attacks for the most part. She can't really control who she hits for the main part of her damage. So Boot Hill is going to be the exact opposite. He's going to be targeting the singular person because he's a hunt character. He's going to be doing big damage. And you might actually want him. So if you don't want Robin and or Boot Hill and or the characters that are going to come with them, which we don't know who those are going to be, but statistics show it's probably going to be a follow-up character. Then you could go for Jingliu's light cone. Again, I would highly advise, this is the point where we want to slow it down, press the brakes a little bit. We have Acheron and her light cone. We got some Palas. We got some Gallaghers. We got some Good Night Sleep Wells. We have a Doctor ratio. We have either a Sparkle or a Bronya. We're okay. We're good. We do need a second team, which is why I highly advise you to go for Jingliu. Do go for Jingliu. Get her. E0. But there's a lot of light cones that are fine on her. She can use most of the destruction light cones that just boost attack percent, and she's chilling. What you're gonna do after that is probably go for Aventurine. Oh, go for Aventurine if you can. I'm again really good for Acheron. Really good for a lot of people that's gonna be coming up that's out already, but Acheron can use him. Especially because he's preservation, which means you'll be able to run the trend. What? The trend light cone? Trending light cone. Yes. You better run trending light cone, be able to get a debuff. You'll be able to boost her stacks, get her ult even faster, do more damage. With that being said, we're gonna move on to the next thing. What happens if you decide to go for rerolling after 2.0 and at 2.1? A few things actually. We don't get as many Jades from the events going on right now. As I showed you, we're going for 2,000 Jades free, as well as we get 20 pulls free. That's basically a 310 pulls on its own thing. All the other things in the game that are locked to 2.0, but we do get to focus farm. We can focus on hitting not Sparkle. We can focus on hitting Bronya. Bronya will be able to give us the turns that we want. Bronya is still great. People are gonna say Sparkle kind of not outshine, not exactly just outshine, but power crept Bronya, but that's neither here or there. Bronya is still going to be a great character for a lot of DPS units that you want to use. Anybody that you want to use on the second side beyond Acheron will probably use Bronya. Will more than likely use Bronya. So you will be missing out on the chance of Sparkle, but all those Jades that you would use on Sparkle, you would be giving to Aventurine, to I keep calling it Acheron Aventurine. You will be giving to Acheron, Jingliu, Aventurine, and Luocha, and whoever follows up those characters. You'll be able to just take all the mass points, the 50 pulls that you would have used on Sparkle for her, more than likely, like beyond rerolling, you can now use on Acheron. You can now re-roll. You can genuinely re-roll if you have the heart for it. You can have the chance of a perfect account starting. You can roll for a Bronya with basic banner tickets. Then you can roll for a very quick, very fast 30 pulls or less Acheron. Get her light cone guaranteed. Then go on to either, you could even grab Luocha, Aventurine, and Jingliu. But again, I would say choose one. Choose Aventurine or Luocha, and then move on to Jingliu. Now, at this point, you have so many Jades, you very much so could pull for Jingliu and her light cone. But again, I would say probably wait. You have a 5-star with their best in slot light cone. You'll be fine. You could easily just go with that. You could be clearing Memory of Chaos in about 2, 3, 4 stages, and then leave the other side for, you know, the harder one, the harder side, and it'll be okay. We don't know who the rerun character is going to be 2.2, but we do know Robin and Boot Hill for 2.3, and you're going to probably want Robin at the very least because you don't have Ruin May or Sparkle. EO's explained it. We have Pop-Off Girls. You only have one part of it, and that's Bronya. That's it. That's all you have. There's no Ting Yu on this banner yet. You do have the 4-star selector. I would say pull on your Sparkle until you get Sparkle. If you're happy with how many rolls it took, if you didn't get a Ting Yun yet, you might want to use Ting Yun for the 4-star selector that you get inside of 2.0. You're also going to get a 4-star selector inside of 2.1. I would use that one for either another Gallagher to try to get him to E2, or use it to pick up a 4-star that you could really use as far as in like with Knifin, if you want to use her with Acheron, or maybe a you don't need a Natasha. You can use it for links. You're gonna probably get 1 links from Jingliu and Aventurine's banner. If you're very unlucky, you'll get 1, right? Like if you're poor unlucky, then you're not gonna get a links, but you will get a link from Pure Fiction. Pure Fiction is gonna give you a links. Links is a really good 4-star healer. She can solo sustain. I literally just cleared Swarm with Lynx as a healer over like a preservation unit or a 5-star healer. So she can do it. She can definitely complete it. Lynx is literally one of the best healers right now, and you can get her for free from the Pure Fiction. Also, you can pull her from Aventurine and Jingliu's banner. With that being said, if you get Lynx, then you kind of safe, honestly, to just, you have Natasha, which you probably won't be using. You have Gallagher, Lynx, then you'll have either one or the other, Luocha or Aventurine. You could skip both of them if you just don't want to. Coming from personal experience, I have zero 5-star sustainers on my main account. minus Japard. I have Japard. I'm starting to build him, but I'm really looking at getting a Victory now. But yeah, I do have 0 on sustainers. I don't have Walsh. I don't have Ho. I don't have I don't even think I have Bailu. Do I have Bailu? I think I do have Bailu, but she's at level 0 because Lynx is better than Bailu. You can fight me on that. But yeah, I don't have any 5-star sustainers that are like, I was gonna say not worth using. Japard's fine though. Again, Japard also works with Acheron if you need him to do the things that he needs to do. With that being said, we're gonna continue on. So that are the things that you can expect from 2.0 rerolling and 2.1 rerolling. 2.0, you'll get an extra amount of pulls, like I said, from all the events going on. There's crazy events going on in 2.0. There's a lot of J's to be had inside of 2.0. And there's even more J's to be had in 2.1. So personal opinion, I would definitely reroll now. Like as soon as you finish this video, get to rerolling if you have it in you. Again, it's going to take about 25 minutes per reroll. And then even after that, if you get a Bronya or a Himiko or a Bronya or a Welt, if you're going, well, if you want her, want Welt to go with Acheron, or if you want Bronya or a Himiko or Bronya and a Clara, getting one of them and then going 50 pulls in is going to take a while. I would say about, what is it? About 2 hours. And you don't want to do that for multiple different accounts. So, well, at a certain point, you'll probably be like, okay, I'm over it. I'll just get the Sparkle or I won't. And that's okay. If you decide to just get Bronya and just reroll for Bronya, that also works. And you can just save those Jades that you're getting in this patch and next patch and guarantee the things you want in 2.1 and 2.2. That works. You'll be living so nice. Your memory of chaos will be a little rough starting right now. I mean, you will have Dr. Ratio, right? So you'll be fine blowing through a lot of the memory of chaos. But after a while, you'll hit a roadblock and then 2.1 a hit, and then you'll get Acheron and you'll blow through that roadblock. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope your pulls go swell. If you're re-rolling, please, I hope that you get them on the first 10 pull and that you actually save so many. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy Star Rail, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.